Knowing your equipment is important and can save you valuable time throughout your day. You'll be using several different pieces of equipment depending on the job you are doing. This section will help you to familiarize yourself with most of the equipment that you will use. Your vehicle is the most important piece of equipment and you need to know how to take care of it. Every vehicle has a sticker on the windshield that will tell you when it needs to be serviced. If you have any other problems with your truck or vehicle, let our mechanic know immediately so he can get it fixed. Every vehicle has tank setups in the back. Each setup consists of a tank, a pump, and a hose reel. There are two different types of pumps, gas and electric. If you have gas-powered pumps, you need to make sure that the pumps have enough oil or they will not run properly. Gasoline-powered tanks have two locations for oil and will take two different types. If you are not sure how to check the oil or which oil goes in which tank, ask your supervisor. Your reel is simple to use. However, if you try to run two reels at once, you will blow your fuse and you'll have to replace it. Every time you fill your tank, remember that whatever was in it the day before is still in your hose and will need to be sprayed out. If you still have product in your tank at the end of the day, make sure you run your agitator in the morning for a few minutes to get everything mixed back up. Some separation may happen while the product sits overnight. There are two valves on each pump. One is for the hose and the other controls how much is sent back into the tank via the agitator. The less that goes back into the tank gives you more pressure through the hose. You will want to become familiar with these valves as you will use them daily. Each tank has an air gap system installed to fill the tanks with water. You never want to stick a hose directly into your tank or product. It can create a suction and pull back product through the hose and into the water system. If your air gap system is not working correctly, get it fixed as soon as possible. Your next piece of equipment is your B&G hand pump sprayer. You will use this to spray the insides of homes. You should never fill your hand sprayer from your truck's pest tank. We use a different product for the inside of homes that is odorless and does not stain. The product in your spray tank may stain walls and has a smell to it. To fill your hand sprayer, you simply twist off the top slowly, allowing the built-up pressure to be released, and then remove the pump. You then add your water and product as directed. Sometimes the nozzle of your sprayer can become clogged from dirt in your hand sprayer. It is simple to remove and clean the hole of any debris. Your sprayer has 4 different nozzle settings. In most cases, you will use the fan spray setting. If you have any other issues with the hand sprayer, contact your supervisor. The next piece of equipment you have is a fertilizer spreader that will be used all summer long except for the first application of the year in some regions, which is an all-liquid treatment. During the year, you will need to know how to change the settings on the spreader to change the amount of fertilizer that is applied. There is a knob on the back side of the hopper that can be loosened and moved to spread more or less fertilizer. There is a simple on and off handle located between the two handlebars. As you walk, the wheels will rotate a spinning plate that will turn and dispense the fertilizer. You need to make sure that there is no buildup on the plate or it will cause the spreader not to function correctly. Your spreader should always have a cover over it to protect against the rain and wind. You may need to use a backpack sprayer on some Roundup jobs. For example, if you need to spray a patch of weeds and the only way to access it is across a lawn. You cannot drag your hose because it will have Roundup on it and will kill the lawn. In this situation, you would need a backpack sprayer. They are simple to use. You simply fill the tank with product and use the hand pump to build up pressure and then spray the areas you need to. To deal with moles and voles, you will use the bait stick. To use this, you simply fill the top box with bait and then find the mole mounds. After you have located the mounds, you will need to probe the ground around it to try and find a tunnel. Once a tunnel is located, then you will push the probe into the tunnel and turn the knob on top to release the bait into the tunnel. You will do this with every mound until you have covered the whole area. For some jobs, you will need to use a respirator. Anytime that you are using a fog or aerosol, you will need to be wearing a mask. If a product's label does not say that you need to wear a mask, then you don't need to worry about it. Make sure that your filters are in good condition and that they are changed as recommended on the filter's packaging. You also need to make sure that the mask fits snug on your face and makes a seal. For rodent control jobs, you will need bait stations. Our bait stations are used mainly outside and are staked to the ground so that they cannot be moved. There is a special key to open the bait boxes so that only a technician can open them. Inside each box is a rod that you will put 3 bait cubes on and then seal it inside the box. You should perform weekly checks on all of your equipment to make sure that they are all in good working order. Always make sure that whatever you are taking works properly before you leave for the day and when you bring it back. If you ever have anything break on you, let your supervisor know as soon as possible so that it can get fixed. Never leave broken equipment for another technician to find. Always make sure it gets fixed before you return it.